Good day, class! Are you ready to learn something new today? Something strong and something gorgeous. We will talk about two special words. One describes strength and one describes beauty. I am your teacher, Trisha. To start with our lesson, let us do an activity, wherein I will show you a picture and you are going to copy it. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first picture. Can you do the pose, class? Very good. What about the second picture? Can you copy the pose? Very good. Interesting poses. But let me ask you a question. Does being strong always means having muscles? What do you think?
No, ma'am. Being strong is not only about muscles. It can also mean being brave or having a strong mind.
Strength is not just physical muscles but also includes emotional, mental, and moral strength. Another question. Does being beautiful means having good appearance? Beauty doesn't mean having a good appearance or beautiful look or handsome look if your behavior and attitude is far more contrast from your looks. Remember that beauty is not just only physical appearance but also includes inner qualities like kindness, attitude, and character. Understood, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Before we dive in our story, we have here the learning objectives that you students are expected to grasp it. Identify the characters, settings, and events in the story Malakas at Maganda. Express appreciation for Philippine meats as part of Filipino culture and tradition. And create a poster with the theme moral lesson of the story Malakas at Maganda. To start with our story, Malakas at Maganda, we will be grasping some words from the story that is difficult to comprehend. First word, split. When we say split, it is to break something or divide something into two more parts. Understood? Second word, we have emerge. When we say emerge, to slowly come out or appear when something that covers or contains it. Understood? Number 3. Origin. When we say origin, this is the point or place where something begins or is created. Number 4 word, creation. When we say creation, it is a process or making new or how something comes into existence. Number 5, unity. When we say unity, being joined together or working as one, showing cooperation together. Hello everyone, I am your teacher Arjane Bangibang. To help us understand the story of Malakas at Maganda, we have here the guide questions. First, who are the main characters in the story? Second, how did Malakas at Maganda come into the world? Third, what role does the bamboo play in the story? What challenges or events happen after they emerge? And number 5 questions. Are there any conflicts or challenges mentioned in the story? If so, what are they? And lastly, how does the story explain the origin of humans according to Filipino traditions? Now that we have read the guide questions, let's get to the story. Listen as I narrate the story of Malakas at Maganda. Yes, class?
In the beginning, with the sky above and the seas below, but Kyla, the supreme god, ruled over all, watching over the land and waters with an eye for creation. His domain stretched endlessly, but something was missing. There was no life to witness the beauty that surrounded him. The earth was full of promise but empty of people to walk its surface. At the heart of the earth, in its deepest part of a vast and untouched forest, there stood a towering bamboo's top. It was tall and unyielding, a proud sentinel against the winds that whispered through the trees. This bamboo had stood for centuries, its roots deep in the soil, its leaves rustling like the quiet voice of the land itself. And within it, hidden by nature's embrace, lay the beginnings of something extraordinary. One day, a great bird flew across the land, its bright feathers glinting in the sunlight. The bird's keen eyes caught sight of the bamboo swaying in the breeze, and it grew curious. Circling lower and lower, the bird came to rest on a nearby branch, watching the bamboo with intent fascination. Though unaware of the bamboo's secrets, the bird's curiosity grew. Suddenly, a loud crack echoed through the forest, a sound so deep and resonant that it seemed as though the very earth had spoken. The bamboo split open along its length, revealing a brilliant light from within. As the light dimmed, two figures emerged, stepping cautiously out of the bamboo's hollow interior. The first was a man, strong, tall, and commanding, with broad shoulders and steady eyes that spoke of courage and resilience. His name was Malahas, meaning strong. Beside him stood a woman, graceful and beautiful, with flowing hair as dark as the night and a face that shone with the light of the stars. Her name was Maganda, meaning beautiful. The wind rustled through the trees, as if whispering their names to the world for the first time. Malahas and Maganda, strong and beautiful, the first humans, born from nature itself, now standing upon the earth that was to become their home. They gazed at the world around them, filled with awe and wonder. The forest hummed with life, birds singing in the trees, the leaves whispering stories as old as time. Rivers sparkled in the sunlight, cutting through the land like veins of life, and the mountains stood like ancient gardens protecting this new world. For all its beauty, however, the earth was vast and empty. Malahas and Maganda turned to each other, understanding their purpose. Together, they would bring life to the land. They would populate the earth, raise families, and nurture the world so that it would be filled with the sounds of laughter and joy. They were to be the parents of all people, the first of their kind. As time passed, Malahas and Maganda built their home. They had children, who in turn had children of their own, and soon, villages sprang up across the land. The people grew in number, filling the earth with life and activity. They cultivated the land, lived in harmony with nature, and worshipped Bathala, the great god who had given them life. Though generations came and went, the people never forgot the story of Malahas and Maganda. In every village, the elders gathered their children around the fire and told them of the great bamboo stalk that split open to reveal the first man and woman. They spoke of the strength and beauty that Malahas and Maganda had passed down to their descendants, and they reminded the people of their sacred connection to the land and to each other. The bamboo still grows in the forests, towering and strong, much like the first people who emerged from it. And when the wind passes through its leaves, it carries with it the whispers of Malahas and Maganda, their story living on in the hearts of the people. Strength, beauty, courage, and grace, they are all part of who we are, carried through the ages by the descendants of the first humans. But remember, this is just one story. There are countless more tales waiting to be told. Subscribe to hear more amazing tales from around the world.
Now class, seems that you have understood this story. We will be answering the guide questions that I have shown you earlier, starting from the first question. So, who are the main characters in the story?
Ma'am, the main characters in the story are Malahas, Maganda, the kingbird, and Bathala.
So, how did Malahas and Maganda came into the world?
Ma'am, Malahas and Maganda came out of a bamboo after a bird pecked it open.
Very good. So, Malahas and Maganda came out of a bamboo after a bird pecked it open. Malahas was the strong man, and Maganda was the beautiful woman. So, yes, and it isn't that they become the first parents of the Philippine race. What role does the bamboo play in their story?
It was where Malahas and Maganda came from, making it a symbol of creation and beginnings in their story.
Very good.
A symbol of creation and beginnings, and also the bamboo serves as a symbol of life in the story. So, what are the challenges or events happen after they emerge?
Mom, after they emerged from the bamboo, Malakas and Maganda faced the challenge of finding a place to live.
Very good. The kingbird brought them to the land of the morning, and the couple agreed. They lived together on the island and began life as the first man and woman, becoming also the first parents of Filipino people. So, are there any conflicts or challenges mentioned in the story? If so, what are they?
Yes, ma'am, there are some small challenges wherein they were trapped inside a bamboo, and they needed the bird's help to be released.
Very good. That is correct. What about the others? What are the conflicts or challenges?
After they came out, they also faced the challenge of finding a place to live.
Exactly. And the kingbird brought them to the land of the morning to start a new life together. How does the story explain the origin of humans according to the Filipino traditions?
Mom, according to Filipino tradition, they were the first man and woman, and they became the ancestors of the Filipino people, showing that life began through nature with the help of the gods and animals.
Very good. That is a good explanation. In Filipino tradition, the story of Malakas and Maganda explains where humanity began. They came out of a bamboo, which shows how nature plays an important role in creation. The bamboo is not just a plant in the story, it represents life and new beginnings. Do you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Good day, class. So, I am your teacher, Kyla. To deepen our understanding about the story Malakas at Maganda, I prepared a couple more questions for you. So, do you think the story suggests that men and women are equal? Why or why not?
Yes, ma'am, I think. The story of Malakas at Maganda suggests that men and women are equal.
Exactly. The story also shows that Malakas and Maganda have different strengths. So Malakas represent strengths and Maganda represent beauty. Even though they have different qualities, both are important. The story shows that men and women need each other and work best as a partners. So class, if the bamboo did not split, what do you think would happen? What message would change, in your own opinion?
Ma'am, if the bamboo did not split, Malakas and Maganda would not come out and people would not exist.
Yes, and this would change the message of the story a lot, right class?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good! If the bamboo did not split, this would change the message of the story because it shows the new life. Which do you think is more important, strength or beauty? Explain your answer, class.
Ma'am, I think strength is more important because it helps a person face challenges in life.
Very good! Strength is not only physical, it also means being mentally and emotionally strong. So a strong person can handle problems, stand up for themselves, and help others. Even when things are difficult, strengthens also a person to keep going and not give up. Any other answers, class? So class, beauty can also represent kindness, grace, and positivity, not just physical appearance, right class? Yes, exactly. Even though beauty is important, it can fade over time, while strength lasts longer and becomes more useful in hard situations. That is why I believe strength is more important than beauty. Still, having both strength and beauty makes a person more balanced and complete. Yes or yes, class? Last questions. What is the moral lesson that we grasp from the story Malakas at Maganda?
The moral lesson that we can grasp from the story, Malakas at Maganda, is that people are created to live in partnership and balance.
Yes, very good class. That is correct. How about others? What lesson can we learn from the story?
The story teaches us that men and women are both important and should work. Together, Malakas and Maganda came from the same bamboo, which shows that they are equal and should support one another. Each of them has different strengths, but neither is better than the other.
Even though Malakas and Maganda has different strengths, neither is better than the other. So another idea from the class?
Ma'am, it also teaches us that life begins with change. The bamboo had to split for Malakas and Maganda to come out, showing that growth and new beginnings often happen through challenges.
Yes, exactly class. The growth and the new beginnings, all in all, this story reminds us about cooperation, equality, and balance. And that society becomes stronger when people respect and help each other. That's why we need to treat one another with equality, the same respect and kindness. Understood, class? So class, if you truly understand our story for today, I have here an activity and to see if you truly understood our lesson or story of Malakas and Maganda. So the part 1, write true if the statement is correct. Write false if it is not. And the part 2 class, identify what is being described. Write your answer on the blank.
And that concludes our video demonstration. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you learned something today.